Hey y'all, thank you very much for tuning in. Have you ever wanted to watch Zootopia but thought that it'd be better if it was directed by George R.R. Martin? Or maybe wished Watership Down had a little bit more variety in the animals it shows? If the answer is yes to these questions, then the show you're looking for is a show from the early 90s called The Animals Of Farthing Wood. Now, The Animals of Farthing Wood is a show based on a series of books written by a dude called Colin Dan. And the actual series was produced in 1993 by the BBC and the European Broadcasting Corporation, kind of a joint effort between the Beeb and this French company. And it was produced from 1993 to 1995 and aired back then. So, as you can guess, the show is based around a group of animals from Farthing Wood, and one day they discover that their wood is being demolished and their local waterhole is being filled in so that humans can have new houses. Which, to be honest, is pretty typical of Britain back in the 90s. We did demolish a lot of small woods just to build crappy little 3-bed houses. And because of what's happening, they call for a meeting and they all group up in Badger's Bow to discuss what they're going to do about the doom that's coming towards them. And thanks to the timely intervention of Toad, they learn of a place called White Deer Park, and they decide it's safer to head there than stick around where they are. So electing Fox as their leader and making a little oath of mutual protection so that the foxes don't eat everyone, they decide to head over to White Deer Park as a group. And this is how the journey begins, and this is where George R.R. Martin begins warming up his pen and picking victims to take out on the journey. I mean, not literally, he wasn't involved in the series at all. But he might as well have been.
Whatever you do, dearest, don't curl up.
No. That's my wife.
And while this show wasn't as outright bloody as Watership Down, it did definitely have its moments, and I cannot believe they produced this for kids. I mean, it was pretty savage at times. There was animals dying left and right from, natural causes, accidents, the road, intentional killings by humans, and being eaten by other animals. Especially once they got to the park itself, there was a few notable feuds with other groups of animals. Notably, the blue foxes were the big ones at the start, and later on they had an encounter with a group of rats that didn't go down so well either. At least half of the characters died before the end of the third season, including a fair few of Fox's kids themselves. And that was one of the saddest moments for me, is when Fox and Vixen discover their kid Bold dead. That really brought a tear to my eye. And I'm only a little kid watching this, I was like 8 or 9 at the time. But there's a ton of conflict in this show, and you will really enjoy the storyline. It doesn't hold back on the story. From the feuding with the blue foxes to the feuding with the rats is, full-on wars at some point. It's actually a really good show with a really good story that you will enjoy. And, the animation style is the classic 90s style that you get from back then. So some of you may feel it's a little bit dated, but if you're looking for a nice nostalgia fix, or just something, from back then you like that art style, check out Animals of Farthing Wood. It's definitely worth a watch. So there's 39 episodes broadcast over 3 seasons, and as far as I know, it wasn't really broadcast outside Europe, but I know a lot of British kids grew up watching Animals of Farthing Wood. It is a fan favourite of a lot of furries in the UK. So it's definitely worth a watch. If you're over in the States and haven't heard of Animals of Farthing Wood, check it out. I believe it is on YouTube. If not, it'll be on some streaming service somewhere. So check out Animals of Farthing Wood. Definitely worth a watch if you're not in the UK. It'll be something new that you haven't seen before. So in conclusion, Animals of Farthing Wood is a fun yet slightly violent show that is a good throwback to the 90s if you're looking for a nostalgia trip or just something new that you haven't seen before. But it's one of my absolute faves from my childhood and definitely worth watching. So check it out. It's Animals of Farthing Wood, produced by the BBC. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the episode, please like, subscribe. Remember, if I get to 200 subscribers, I will be eating that Scandinavian fermented fish, so please help me get there. Also, drop your comments below. Tell me if you watched Animals of Farthing Wood when you were a kid, or if you watched any other shows that you think I should have a look at. Other than that, you all take care, and I will see you guys in the next video, okay? Ta-ra! There, instead of sticking around in Farthing Wood, a park, and they figured, that's a much safer place. Let's head there.